And so the level of emergency is going to be different in each community, and the response is going to be different. So while one area may want you to call 911, others may have alternate things set up for you depending on the level and the status of that emergency. So right now, the city of Alpharetta is actually asking people not to call 911. They don't want the phone lines clogged up there for emergencies that are at a little bit of a higher level. So if you have something like a blocked roadway or down trees, city of Alpharetta, they are urging you to actually use their C-Click Fix app. That app is where you can get those things reported, and they'll get someone out there to respond to you as well. So make sure that we're following all the protocols for each different municipality, because everyone's operating differently according to how many staff members they have and what their response teams looks like.
You know, in a situation like this, there are so many needs that emergency responders have to really prioritize now.
Yeah.
Who needs their help first, because the line is long. 11 Live's Bobeth Yates joining us live now from Buckhead. Bobeth, you're in an area where you've seen some trees come down and the water come up.
That's exactly right. So on our way here to Northside Drive in Sagamore Creek, we passed multiple downed trees. Some of them officials had already gotten to, had cut them up, opened the roadway, but you can still see the large limbs on the side of the road. Others were still blocking the roadway. Officials say they couldn't come out at this point because of the rain that has come through the area. But right here on Northside in Sagamore, we're seeing the water really rise up. I want you to take a look behind me. Literally, water as far as you can see all the way down the street. The water has been filling up. And when we first got here, I don't know if you can see these white cones that are in the water. When we first got here, the water went up to the first one. We've now moved in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The water is now coming up to the 7th pole that has been placed in this area. As the water continues to rise, we've seen logs in the water, trash cans in the water. We've seen other debris floating around. We've seen animals in the water. And if we pan over here, this is all just by a pump station, just by Bobby Jones Golf Course. Now, this is the pump station by the golf course. That's used to usually pump sewage through the system. Right now, officials say it appears to be working, but around the pump station is definitely flooded. You have water oozing out of the area around the pump station. It does not appear to be sewage, but definitely still some level of water. I still would not go in this water without boots or protective gear. If you go along the river here by Peachtree Creek, you can see the river also levels really high. Officials that were out here couldn't give me exact numbers, but they said it looks like the water has risen up to about 4 inches from the bottom of that bridge. They say it's the highest they have seen since this area, have they been working in this area, and they said they've been working here for a while. So 4 inches from the base of the bridge to where the water is right now. Again, we saw a deer swimming in this water. We also saw other animals, just as a beaver playing with his family in the water. So it's been a lot as this water continues to rise. Officials say that they've been getting a lot of 911 calls from neighbors trying to, alert people from here. But this Sagamore Street has already been closed right by Northside, so you already cannot pass through. But officials say it's going to take a while before they can come out and actually try to relieve some of this water. They say it will likely be until when the storm passes. So right now the water's continuing to come up, really overflowing the banks of Peachtree Creek over by Bobby Jones Golf Course, as officials are really trying to maneuver themselves or manage the large volume of calls from residents who are complaining about the water rising. But at this stage, they say there's not much to do but kind of see where it goes. It is flowing very quickly though, but again continuing to rise as the minute and the rain is still coming down. So it doesn't seem like it will, have some relief anytime soon. So it probably will get worse before it starts getting better. You know, we've heard it, Melissa and a couple other of our staff say it already. If you see rising water like this, do not drive through it. It just takes a little bit of water to lift a car. If you are on foot, and we've actually seen people walking around trying to, you know, peruse the area and see what's going on. If you're on foot, do not walk into the water. Again, you just never know what's inside of it. It could be animals, it could be insects, it could be snakes, it could be all kinds of things, and you know, you just don't want to deal with those consequences for those actions. So it's best to not go into water that you can't see and kind of just process that and let it stay inside until the storm passes if you possibly can. But of course, we'll continue to be out here. We've actually just gotten word of another area that has some really bad flooding. So in the next few minutes, we're going to pack up and move to that area and show you that this is widespread impacts already, even though the storm isn't here yet. So we're going to send it back to you guys now in the studio and then go check out a couple more locations where this flooding is really rising and those waters are getting very high. Live in Buckhead, Bobeth Yates, 11 Alive News.